How much money can you make wholesaling real estate? By the end of this video, we're gonna be breaking down not only like a simple process that you can follow so you can go out there and do your first deal, but ultimately understand just how much those deals can start to pay you. Are you at the beginning stages of real estate and you're thinking, man, how do I get involved? How do I do my first deal? And ultimately, is it worth my time? Can I make as much money as I think I can? Guys, I'm here in this video to tell you that if that's the case, I'm gonna be breaking down 3 simple steps that will show you how you can start to get your first deal quickly, but ultimately what the average, like what's the national average on what you can make on each and every deal. Stick with me to the end because we're gonna be breaking this whole thing down so you'll have confidence to go out and get your first deal. Let's break down these 3 simple steps right now. Our first step is you, the wholesaler or investor, meeting with motivated sellers. Now, what does that mean? Motivation could be tied to 2 things. It could be a distressed situation, meaning maybe the homeowner is going through divorce or behind on taxes or behind on their mortgage, and that is what's intriguing, that's like sparking their interest to sell their home. Or it could be motivation that's tied to the home, a distressed home, meaning the condition of the home, they don't have the means, they don't have the money to fix it up. It's in poor shape, it's broken windows, it's missing roof shingles, it's siding that's falling off, the yard is out of shape, everything is just bad about the home and they don't have the means to fix it up. This is who you're gonna be meeting with, motivated sellers, that's what it means, and we'll show you step by step how you can do that. Step number 2, guys, is simply putting the home under contract with these motivated sellers at a discount. Now, why are these homeowners, why are they willing to sell their home at a discount? As a wholesaler, we're simply problem solvers. And really for these individuals, price isn't everything. I think so many times we think, man, only everyone wants price. They only want the top price. That's it. That's gonna solve all their problems. But as a wholesaler, we have other options for them. Things that are solutions to them, being a problem solver that they actually like better than having the top dollar. And we're gonna go over what those like problem solving activities are that we can do, and they usually fit within these 3 categories. The first one is time frame. They have to be out of there in a quick time, meaning maybe they got a job offer, they have to be out of the state in 7 days. Or maybe like a deal we just did recently where they're calling us on a Tuesday and they're getting foreclosed on Friday. They don't have much time to act. They don't have time now to sell it with a traditional real estate agent listing it. That could be 45 days, 60 days, 90 days, who knows how long, right? But there is a time crunch. So as an investor, one of those problem solving things that you can do is we are able to close quickly. We can close on the deal in that 3 days, 4 days, so they can move on to plan B. That is being a problem solver. Number 2 is the condition of the home. There's a lot of these homes that when you see when people are either searching you out on the internet, or maybe they're responding to your postcard that you're sending out there, or maybe they're allowing you to talk to them long if you're cold calling. There's so many different marketing channels out there. What you're gonna realize is these individuals that you're talking to, they're usually not the brand new homes. They're not the people that have a perfect home and a perfect life and that everything's going just fine. These are individuals, again, that either have a distressed property or a distressed situation going on. And what you're gonna realize is condition is a big thing. You'll go to some of these homes and you would realize, like at the beginning stages, I had no idea some of these homes even existed in the state of Utah, where you'd be walking in and you'd realize maybe after you've put it under contract and through time when you're selling these to the cash buyers and they get like a meth test on it and they're like, oh my gosh, this is 4 times the legal amount of meth trace in this home. I had no idea. These are things that are just like crazy, right? And so there's a point where these sellers, because the condition of the home is so bad, they're willing to sacrifice price for an investor like us to come in and buy their home as is. The third one is the driver, right? What's driving them to pick up the phone and call on your postcard that you just sent out? That's our job. That's where we got to find this motivation, right? Why are they calling? Is it because they're behind on their taxes? Is it because they're behind on their mortgage? Is it because they're going through divorce? Is it because they lost their job? Is it because they need to move out of state quickly because they got a job offer? Whatever it is, that's our job. We need to be listening more than we talk. We need to be asking great questions. One of my favorite questions when I'm on the phone with individuals is, this seems like a great property. Why are you considering selling it? And just listen, because what am I going for? I'm going for the why. Why are you selling this? And sometimes they'll be open with you right out of the gate, and sometimes they take a while and it has to loosen them up. Oh, we just want to move up north with our family. Awesome. What's up north with your family? Well, it's going to be a new school district for my kid. Oh, cool. So you're moving up there to put your kid in another school. Yeah, awesome. So are you living with your family or are you living next to them? Well, right now we're going to be living with the family. Now in my head, I'm thinking, ooh, that's a sign of motivation. They have to go move in with their family. So what I'll do is usually tell them like, hey, assume the best for them. Oh, are you living with your family while they build you an awesome new house? And when you assume the best, sometimes they will tell you the rest. No, actually we're moving in with them because my husband lost their job. And from there, now I understand the whole story. Now I can begin to see if I can solve their problem. Because guys, wholesaling is all about being the best problem solver. The best problem solvers get the best deals and do the most deals consistently. So get out there, find motivation, and solve problems. Now, once you have this home under contract because you've been serving these people, you've been solving problems, that leads us to our third and final step of wholesaling, and that is putting the home under contract. At that point, you're gonna pass this deal, right? You put the home under contract, you're gonna pass this deal on to a cash buyer that's gonna bring all the funds for closing the property. You walk away with never having to closing on the deal, never having to have perfect credit, never having to be a real estate agent. All you are is the deal finder, providing deals to cash buyers, and they're gonna pay you a fee for bringing you those deals. Hey guys, before we move on to how much money you can make doing and using this process called wholesaling, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell so it alerts you when I put out fresh new content. Now, how much money can you make wholesaling real estate? That's a great question. That was one that I had to think about and ask myself when I was getting into the game, because I was like, man, I'm doing insurance. I'm getting to the point where maybe over the next few years, I might be able to get my income to the level I want it. So I had to ask those questions. Am I gonna be starting all over, and is it gonna be long? Is it gonna be hard? Is it gonna be difficult? And yes, it's not easy, but what I love about this, depending on where you live, for example, California. California, if you did a deal, the average is gonna be anywhere from about $55,000 all the way up to $75,000 per deal. Now why? It's because that market has insane amount pricing, right? You've got homes that are like 2,000 square feet, but are worth like $5 million. So you won't do as many deals in a place like California, but each time you do a deal, you're gonna make a lot of money. Then you have markets that are like small town, right? Like Jackson, Mississippi. I was talking to an individual when I first got into the game that was in Jackson, Mississippi, and he was doing deals left and right. He'd do like 15, 20 deals a month, but they were small deals. He was doing these deals, he was working hard because he had to close on, not really close on himself, but he had to facilitate these 20 deals to cash buyers, right? And he would make anywhere from like 3,000 and a high up to about 7,000. So again, depending on where you live, you can see that you can make a ton of money per deal, or you're gonna have to do a little bit more deals and they're gonna be a little bit fewer. But on a national average, guys, the average wholesale fee or price you can make for finding deals and bringing them to cash buyers is $15,000 per deal. So the question to ask yourself is this. When I got into wholesaling, I had to ask these same questions. Is what would that do for you? Knowing what you know now, knowing the information you have, that it really is a simple process as being a deal finder, going out there and meeting with the seller, put the home under contract at a discount, and then pass these deals on to cash buyers. Just following that simple process, and then knowing you can make $15,000 per deal, what would that do for you? What would that do for you and your loved ones, or you and your spouse? Would that change things? Would that help your life be better? For me, the answer was yes. I was in distress. I was the one that couldn't pay their mortgage. I was the one that came home to my wife crying, wondering how we're gonna pay our bills. For me, doing one deal at $15,000 would change everything. And if that's the case, then I say move forward. Is it gonna be easy? No, but can you do it? Yes. Do you know why I'm confident you can do it? Because I did it. Get out there and go wholesale your first deal. All right, guys, now that you know what it's gonna take and how much money you can make, and if this is something you're like, man, I want to learn how to do this, let me help you get started. Down below, I've included a link in the description box that gives you access to our 30-day Close Your First Deal Wholesale Challenge. And this is simply, all you gotta do is click on that link, reserve your spot for that challenge, and I'll see each one of you guys in there.